city bitch, trip city bitch. Trip city bitch, trip city bitch. Trip city bitch, trip city bitch. Trip city bitch, trip city bitch. Yeah. Trip city bitch, yeah, I'm coming on the clip. Trip city bitch, trip city bitch. Trip city bitch, trip city bitch. Trip city bitch, trip city bitch. Trip city bitch, trip city bitch.
There we go.
Welcome back to Opinions Nobody asked for or cares about. I'm trippy.grimm, and this is my co-host, Chris.
Hi.
Friend of the show, really. Thank you for being a guest on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Having me.
Yeah. I know you've never been here before. It's the first timer.
We're
just glad to have her, guys. We're just glad to have her on the show. It's kind of a big deal nowadays.
Oh yeah. Pretty big deal.
But anyway.
Let's get into it.
Bitch got prayers spitting on. Oh, okay, sorry. Alright, I got it now. Ali Lottie. She been around, as you will, seeing the world through the lens of dick. But
we all know girls who have.
Well, I'm not judging. You gotta make a living, right?
Right.
And that's what she's doing, making a living, slinging that vajayjay. You got to.
You get paid good money.
Whip a wet.
You get paid good money selling your pussy.
Is it good?
Her pussy?
Yeah, because you better not know.
I don't know. I know.
All right. No, but for real, let's bring it down and stop acting like some fucking radio host. This is a podcast, and I think my problem with Ali Lottie. Right. Here's my problem. You know, I love Jews. I just inspired by him. You know, same time period. I was following him before he was dead. And I understand people grieve in certain ways. And we might have even talked about this before, but it's worth saying again because new developments have happened. She has decidedly released a sex tape of her and Juice WRLD, posthumous. He's dead. And she wants to release a sex tape of them both. And her justification being that they were going to release it anyway. Okay, well, I don't cut off my dick because someone's threatening me that they're going to cut off my dick just to get it over with. So I just don't. I understand like wanting to take control of something, but it feels kind of like bullshit. I mean, she was wanting to make a transition into adult content for a long time, and it's very obvious. And I wish you would just say that instead of making up some fucking deluded lie about some random people. Because at least I could stand on the fact that you actually are supporting your own decisions. But in this case, you're going off of everybody's empathy for you, made like, oh, you're being extorted. You know what I mean? If that's true, awful. And I do feel bad for you, but I sincerely do not think she's being extorted at all. I think it's a marketing attempt. You know, I mean, it's been 2 years now. I'm not saying she has to get over the death. I'm just saying that the behavior is erratic, and you gotta pull yourself together. You know what I mean? I'm not judging nobody.
I will say this from my personal experience. After, like people have had relationships with exes in the past, and I think the classic thing to do is to delete all nudes. Just trash them as soon as you know it's over.
I think so too.
Get rid of them.
Because it really becomes inappropriate. Like, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It just feels like, what's the point of having that? Like, for things like this, if it's so...
Unless you're holding dirt on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's so inevitable that someone's coming to take your shit and extort that shit off of there. Why even have it?
But I agree with you. 100%. But then it goes down to it, like, what Papa Jack and Mama Paris are trying to say right now is, if you record something, there's a possibility it'll get out there. Yeah. So just live in the moment, enjoy it, be present, take it in, all the details, don't record it. Because they will find it. They will find it. We're living in the digital age. People are advanced. If you want to record something, do it on something analog or something that's not backed up to the cloud. Yeah. Something private. And even then, keep it stacked away, and there's still the possibility someone can find it.
That's true.
So it's like, if you record something, have the intention of someone saying, I'm drinking this, I'm wearing this, looking like a goofball. I know people are going to see it. That's my intention. But people often record these things with the idea that no one's ever going to see it. And I just want you to notice it's fine, do what you want, but just know that people are going to see it. Yeah. Like, eventually, 100 years from now, 40, someone will stumble onto your shit. You want to be private, be private. Can't but.
I really do agree. I also know that some people actually like the thrill. It's like the people that like to have sex in different locations.
Those people are going to anonymous groups. You know what I mean?
I think I've talked to like 2 people who said like they like taboo-ness of having sex in a location that they're not supposed to. That's the first part. But then the other person said it's that, and also the fact that someone could. They don't want them to. Like, if they did, they would be horrified and humiliated. But it's just really exciting thinking about the possibility.
Right, I could see that being sort of their element to it, adding a little bit of excitement. Crazy. But they apparently love me. Let's stay focused. Because she gave his watch away to a random boyfriend. He's younger than her. I'm not blaming her.
The boyfriend is?
No, Juice.
Juice was.
But also he is younger. The boyfriend is also younger. But Juice was pretty young. And as much as he talks about his girlfriend being the plug in songs, I'm not saying it's her fault. It's not. I'm just saying that, like, it's a very complex situation that I don't know if she's what Jared thought she was. Is what I'm saying. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying she's the worst person ever exists. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should go hate in her comments right now. Please don't do that. That's not what I'm asking.
No one should do that, guys. If you have an urge and you were planning on doing that, you need to do some self-reflection. No one should do that.
Right. Nobody hate on her. I'm just saying that, like, I just think that Jared was mistaken. Like, I think she was mistaken with herself. Truthfully, like, it's just, you caught up in an idea really easily, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you get
caught up in ideas, and you also get caught up in roles. Like, I mean, I saw her interview she did with that guy. I don't know who the guy is. He's like a very...
Oh, Ep20.
Yeah, Ep20. And then I've also seen the documentary on HBO. And I feel like those 2 things were pretty good sources. Like,
felt like the right time.
It's a classic beer trope.
I'd have to be drunker than this to smash it on my head.
You'd have to be like on the verge of blackout.
Well, I need some liquor, but for sure.
To slam it. But I know from documentary, you know, he talks about how, I mean, even in his songs, he talks about how she doesn't want to do this. You know, she is older than him. You know, that's found out between them, and she sees him as a baby, and you know, she continues to date him, obviously, and that's your decision, and that's your right. You both are grown people. Do what you do. I think it's also she kind of took on this role of I have to take care of him in a way. Like he doesn't know better. I'm the one who knows better. That's what the aura felt like, especially from her interview with him. She, you know, saw herself to Juice as the person who is going to take care of them, almost like a mother figure. You know, put the drugs down. You know, get yourself right. You know, take care of yourself. You know, kind of thing. Even though she would do the drugs with him as well. So that's
enabling in a way.
That's definitely a certain type of enabling. It's not just like saying do it, do it, do it.
She wasn't, because she was saying don't do it. She was saying don't do it, but she's doing it.
You didn't lead by example, which is completely fine.
Yeah, it is completely fine. It is, because it's better than enabling it, because it's not as the same as enabling it. You know what I mean? Completely, but it's a type of enabling.
It is a type of enabling.
Regardless of all of that, like, I don't even have a problem. It's just him being dead afterwards, all the shit she did, that I have a problem with. Like, I would never release a sex tape of me and you after you died. What the fuck? Like, even when you're alive, I wouldn't do that.
Even if I was a couple of like, baby, we should put this out. And even if you were like, babe, this is pretty fucking good. This is good. Like, we should put this out. Like, I'm kind of down. Like, even if years down the road, say I am still alive, and he decides, you know what, I'm just going to drop this, actually, randomly, without asking her. I'm just going to do it. I might have changed my mind. I might have been like, you know what, I don't want to drop that sex tape, actually. Well, I've grown. I've done new things. Don't like the way my ass looks in that anymore. I don't know anything. And I just feel like, you know, you want to communicate that thing, but it's another layer that he's dead, and we have no proof of this. How am I supposed to take your word for it? I don't know you. You know what I mean? Obviously, you could just be so honest of a person and upfront and say, you know what, he did tell me. But what do you and him have to gain from that? He's dead. He has nothing to gain from that. What do you have to gain from that? Money and attention. That's what you have to gain from that. So what's really the problem here? Because I know that something like a sex tape is very personal to a relationship. I mean, right on the top of my head, who was it? Who has like got famous off the sex tape? Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian.
It's like the main one.
Yeah. She didn't want her sex tape out. I mean, I bet while she was making that sex tape.
She is completely rich to this day and still hates it. It's to show that even when you get the money from the sex tape, you regret it. Girls, value your self-worth. Just because you have sex doesn't mean you're worthless. That's not what I'm saying. You have sex. I'm saying choose your sexual partners, whether you're a man or a woman.
Yeah.
I'm speaking of both of you.
And also remember that you're more than just sex, or that sex doesn't have to be your forefront of your personality.
You're completely right.
You know, like if you like to go out of the club, twerk a little bit, twerk on strangers, twerk on girls, twerk on dudes, do whatever you want to do. Maybe you do like to sleep around. That's fine. But it's more of the aura that people put on when they come in. You know, they flirt with everyone there. It's like they love to talk about their sex escapades. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Yes, the people who do that have this certain freedom about them. But if you want to find that kind of freedom in yourself, you don't have to find that in sex. You can find that in
honestly, no, truthfully, you train and educate. They're not autistic. They're just trying to find a different path. They're not autistic. Most autistic people like trains. I'm not saying that's wrong, because trains are dope.
Trains are dope.
Dope. Seriously, honestly, I've always thought about, like, I don't have a train that goes across the Atlantic or Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
I think that was something I thought of as a child, really. I was like, what if you have a fucking train that goes across the Atlantic or the Pacific? Just go to the other, like, the EU or Asia.
Yeah.
Asia would be harder, but the EU would be, like, semi-easier. It'd still be harder, but yeah.
Maybe, too, like, we could build islands in the middle.
Well, I was thinking underwater trains.
Yeah. I'd be worried about the pressure.
Trademark, if you ever going for my cut, bitch.
Yeah, and this will be posted time-stamped, so you can't take it. But I'm like thinking, like, if it's underground, right? Like the water pressure, that seems like a horror movie ready to happen. Like when you're like on the train and then it's like, oh shit, like the train's not working because the pressure under the ocean, and then there's a shark that only reaches that point and really is hungry. And
if you get the glass thick enough, though.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. A bitch ass shark would try to step up to me.
A bitch ass
shark with no legs, step up to me. Could you believe it? Everybody think they're a hero till the villains step out.
And that's not what you want. That's not what you want. I honestly think talking about Ali Lottie is a great segue.
I feel bad. Because I think it's a person who made mistakes.
Yeah.
It's not a person you should hate. It's a person
who makes mistakes. But I think it's a perfect segue into our next topic, right?
Right.
On this book that we've been reading.
Okay, so in reading a book, listening to a book on Audible. We do read. I can read. I swear to God, I can read. I swear to God. But no, seriously, it's so immersive. You listen to Audible, non-sponsored. We're not doing an ad right now. No ads. There's no ad. I swear to God, there's an ad. It's just like it's closer to a movie for me. I have ADHD, so like I can do things. I can clean out the house while I'm listening to Audible. Easy. I'm not gonna go too into it because again, non-sponsored. But this one specific book, I do urge you to get, because if you're watching me, you probably had problems in the first place. So where did that come from? Your parents. So this book is called For the Children with Emotionally Immature Parents. The author is not Audible, but you wrote down Audible.
I put Audible as a note. I told the author to get the...
Let me just pull up the author.
We'll pull up.
Real quick.
But regardless, I mean, doing it through Audible was really like cool and convenient. I used to do like that kind of thing like in school when they said, look, you gotta read this book by a certain point. I mean, I didn't have time to sit down and read it. So I just had to listen to it off YouTube or something. Get my shit done.
I still do that. Because they have good Audible. They have good audiobooks on YouTube for free. So you should do that. If you don't have the money, just listen to it on YouTube. Seriously. But the book is Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents by Lindsay C. Gibson, Psych D.
Nice. Yeah. Very true. Gibson. Look, Lindsay has got the educational juice.
Oh wait, also it's narrated by I do have to mention the narration.
The narration is really good. It's Audible, the girl who did it.
It's narrated by Marguerite Gavin. So
it's so close to Margarita.
Yeah, it is. It's a German name, Marguerite.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not too certain. But
Marguerite, if you're watching this, comment below. Tell us what you did, girl.
But yeah, it's a really good book. Talks about the intricacies between emotional relationships between children and parents, and that gets hairy, right? Because everybody goes through trauma, but if you let your trauma affect your children, essentially you're creating a cycle. You know what I mean? I'm gonna open my folded paper here and look through a little bit. But kids who do more make their parents happy, but don't get their parents' attention as easily, right? Because they assist everything. They facilitate everything. I think me and Paris can both identify with that because I was the oldest. She was an only child, but she had a lot of cousins that she takes care of, correct? Like, so how was that experience? And like, do you feel that, do you feel like you were valued more because you took care of your cousins?
Yes, I do. That's the thing about the book. She even mentions, like, sometimes it can be kind of weird to, like, try to see your parents in this kind of light. And everyone's parents are going to obviously be on the spectrum. I do feel like my parents had some immature aspects, and it's more just trying to look at your childhood objectively. Like, if you were a trained therapist, basically, like, you're training yourself to be a therapist for yourself, you know, coming outside of your body. And I do remember growing up, and it's like being this thing of this is part of your role, this role that you have fell into and took the role of. Because I mean, I feel like a very responsible person. I love children. I love hanging out with.
Don't you just hate it when you're saying something meaningful? And then break through, I'm gonna get a beer and let her explain this on her own. Because
I can just wait for you. We can just cut it together.
Oh, you want to turn off?
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So, yes. The last thing so, you know, I took this role because I felt like I was, you know, I will spend time with my family. I'm an independent person, of watching the children, like watching them and taking care of them. Even doing the same thing for my mother in some ways, of, you know, if she was having a bad day, taking it, like, you know, doing as much as I could to help, or, you know, being there, being emotional support. And I don't mind the emotional support side. I love being the emotional support side. She never crossed boundaries with that. But I do feel like boundaries were crossed for things of being like, I need you to do this and I need you to do that. And, you know, it would come to the point where, like, I think the worst I can think of is when me and my cousin Mari, and these were her 3 younger brothers, that we were watching, it would be from 7 to about almost 5 o'clock, every day of the summer. You know, we were their babysitters. That means we woke them up. That means we gave them their medications. That means we clothed them. We made sure that they took baths and showers and fed them and made sure they had things to do and didn't get too rowdy or get in any trouble. You know, it was a full-time job in the summer for children. At this time, I don't think we were in high school yet. I'm pretty sure we were still in middle school. And it just kind of, once we got to high school, the kids were older, so we didn't have to do too much. But they did still expect us to do it for the even younger babies that came on after that. You know, it was like, so-and-so needs a break or wants to go out or needs to do this very important thing, like work late or something, and you guys are the ones who are going to take care of them, not asking us, but telling us. And if we did complain, it almost being like this is your family. You should kind of be ashamed of yourself for saying that this is a problem.
You should have some obligation.
You have an obligation. to your family, to take care.
Responsibility as a child.
As a child.
Because responsibility and children obviously mix. It does mean the same thing. What the fuck?
It's one thing to have responsibility as a child. Like, you have to do these chores.
Like, to clean up something, not to raise other children.
Not to raise other people's children. And I remember those summers. In some lights fondly, you know, I would come home and I would go to, not my home, but I would go to my cousin's home and spend time with my cousins, you know, ones that I try to stay close with today. But also, it added a lot of resentment at the time to my cousins. You know, everything they did.
Because you loved them, but like it was like you saw them too much, right?
I saw them too much. I saw them as a job. I saw them as something I had to do.
No longer family. No matter, they're like almost like they were a sense of release. Like, well, look at, I just see my cousins. You know, like take care of them. But then they wear you so thin, unintentionally. They wear you so thin that you're like, God damn, this is a job. I'm running a ticket.
I remember having to do my summer schoolwork and just thinking, like, I didn't even get a summer. My friends would want to hang out, and I had obligations.
What year was that? I don't think you told me about that.
It was a few years. It was 1 year. I was in middle school, and that one lasted. It was about 2.5 months. That one's the longest. And that one I had to be I was in middle school, definitely. Second time, I think I was also in middle school, actually. I hadn't made it to high school yet. It's either I was still in middle school or it was the summer before middle school. Before high school. And, you know, every day I would go in and at 7 o'clock in the morning, be there so she could go to work. And I'd have to watch the kids. You know, TJ, one of them is like very...
Autistic.
Yeah, autistic, very special needs. And...
Very special. Super special needs. More than me. No, it's just the way you said that. He's super special. He's like a superhero.
Super! He is super, though. He's super. And he has like these anger fluctuations, and sometimes like he would do this thing where
his low functioning is which means he can comprehend social cues to a degree, but it's like the structure of everything, you know, math, reading, it's a little hard for him.
Yeah. Basically. He would do this thing where he would wake up and he slept in the bed sometimes with his brothers. Like they would sleep in the same bed. He would do this thing sometimes where he would wake up and just instantly start hitting them. Like, he's not even awake yet.
Are you talking about Q?
Yeah.
Q. So he would hit Q and Mario?
He would, not Jamarion really. It would be mostly Q. I guess it's because they were the closest to his age. I don't know why. I really don't know why.
No, wait, like, for real?
Not like punch him in the face, but like hit him in the arm. Like start like messing with them and like fucking them. But the thing with
not fucking them.
Oh no, not fucking them.
You said that though. She didn't mean that. She didn't mean that. It was just a slip up. It was a slip up.
I'm sorry, Connor.
Don't demonetize the I swear to God, it was just. I know it was a slip up.
I'm sorry.
I know because he was just like.
He was like, fuck with them. He would
fuck with them. Fuck with them. Yeah.
Just fuck with him.
Yeah.
And he would do this thing too where he like, and once he was up, he was up. He'd get on the door and like bang on Mari's door. Hey,
Roscoe, bitch! Would he do it like that?
Yes, he would. Basically, with that guy, he just loved to fuck with her. And if her door wasn't locked, he would he loved to hit Mari. Like that was his thing. No. It would always be Mari and him fight, even when they were babies. Like he would do this thing where he would
He's
like
so big too now.
he gets bigger.
So big. That's what makes me worry about
bigger.
Mari. Mari is shorter, y'all. She's like, you said like 5'4", 5'5". Like she's short. That's what makes me worry about her.
Yeah, with Mari, he did like to hit her in the face. Like that does sound
what?
bad. It sounds bad, but it's crazy.
Here's
like,
the thing you have to understand: this is an autistic man. No, seriously.
At the time, he was in middle school, so I feel like he wouldn't hit her now. Like we got to him, and it took a long time. Because he wouldn't really hit other people too much. Like, if he did get angry enough, he would, like, hit the kids at school or something.
It's a processing of emotions issue. He's really a good soul. TJ he's an amazing person. He's a light. He really is. He has autism. And, people have been stretched thin in this family for one reason or another. And like most families do, you just get stretched thin, and autism is a really hard thing to deal with, so it's like it takes a lot of your energy. If you don't just have that autistic kid, having one autistic kid is like having 12. Like, seriously.
It's a lot to handle.
Not to mention with other kids, so, yeah.
And the thing, too, would be is, since he would hit everyone else, I never really hit me. I think there was maybe 2 times he hit me. And I shut it down, and he never did it again. It's more of just like, sometimes he just needs a calming presence to kind of bring him back.
When was that? How recent was that?
That was...
So I can be okay with it.
What do you mean, when he hit me?
Yeah.
Around the same time frame, cool. Like in middle school.
But he's autistic.
Yeah.
He's autistic.
And it wasn't like he hit me in the face, it'd be more...
If he wasn't autistic... No, because I would say if he wasn't family, but no, if he wasn't autistic. Greatly.
The thing about it is, too...
He doesn't know what he's doing.
He doesn't. He understands, like, he's hurting them, but he doesn't understand the nuance of, it's not okay to hit people. It's you're hurting them in another way. Like, you're hurting them emotionally. He didn't really understand that part. He was just saw himself angry, upset, and then likes to lash out. And so I would have to tell him. It's 7 a.m. It's summer. The only time I had anything to do was
can I just break this up? I'm sorry. No, keep going. I'm sorry. I just want to address real quick. I keep shaking my hand, guys. My fucking arm is fucked up. If I'm doing this this weird thing, I don't mean to cut Paris off, but my arm's fucked up right now. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just twisted the wrong way or some shit.
Yeah.
You
got a lot of little...
I've been having a lot of injuries recently, but I didn't mean to cut you off. I kept doing it, and it kept irritating me, and I didn't want to pretend like I wasn't doing it. I just want to address it.
That's fair. That's fair. To get it out of the way. Okay. So, just so I can finish the story and we can move on. Basically, he would do this thing where he would come through, try to fight everybody. And I'm up all night watching Nick at Night because it's the only summer I got. And I'd be asleep on the couch at 7 a.m. and he would get up like clockwork by 8 or 9. And I'm rising up being like, okay, TJ, and just going straight to it. And I have to get him, calm him down, and be like, it's okay, I get it, I know. Come on, buddy, let's go take your meds. Let's go take your medicine. And once he has his medicine, it balances out his emotions way better. It's almost like someone, if you've had anyone with Alzheimer's or something and you've seen them fluctuate, it's like once they get their meds in them, they come back to you. And had to keep him calm as the medicine kicked in, or turn on the TV for him, make him something to eat, just try to be very attentive with him whilst also falling asleep. It's a full-time job being a child.
It is a full-time job. I'm not lying, guys. My fucking arm is fucked up, but so that all goes back to what she's saying is essentially, because it's an amazing story telling you how parents value what she's for them, not at their own fault, but because it's just in their wheelhouse. It's not like they're planning to be shitheads They just see someone who's got their hands open, willing to help, and they take advantage of it. They don't even think they're taking advantage of it. They think they raised kids to take care of kids. It doesn't mean they're bad. It's not just her. It's not just me. It's not just this person. It's a multitude of different family dynamics that revolve around maybe the youngest, maybe the oldest. A lot of times it's the middle child who does most of the work. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, just take care of yourself. You take care of yourself first, because who are you going to take care of if you're broken? When I say broken, I don't mean beyond repair. I mean you got work to do. I don't mean it's over yet. I mean you got work to do. On to the next one. So, the word of the day is egocentric. If you only think about everything in your life and how it affects you and no one else, that's egocentric. And a lot of parents, but when they're dealing with the stress of having kids, become egocentric. How does this affect me? How does this affect me? How does this affect me? And that bleeds down into their children. Remember that. Because if you want your kids to be good people, if you want your kids to be selfless, then you have to embody those same traits. You have to lead by example. They're visual creatures like most of us still alive. We're visual creatures. We got multiple senses, but we only pay attention to the one that's most input into our brain right here. It's the wells, the soul, the windows, the soul, as they say. You know what I mean? Yeah. But moving on to something less shameless feeling. Love that show. The Ones Who Live. The Ones Who Live. Alright, I just want to give a round of applause for Scott Gimple. He's been killing it for the directing. Finally, the ending to The Walking Dead has come to a conclusion. Not completely yet, but with the spinoff, The Ones Who Live. It is worth it. It's not garbage. It's not a cash grab. I'm telling you it's not. We're 4 episodes in. If they go cash grab on the last 2, I can't help you. But I'm saying, these 4 episodes, they're actually telling a story.
Beautiful story.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a real story, and they're getting intricate with it. They're trying to describe the actual humanistic effects of all of the things that could possibly happen to a person when they get taken away from their family, abducted. You know what I mean? You know what's the Stockholm syndrome involved in that? Mm-hmm. Because it's been 5 years since Rick's been taken from the group. You know what show we're talking about? Walking Dead, idiot. Fucking, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Rick the Prick.
Ricky Rick. I thought it was 10 years.
I don't know.
I miscounted, I think. Because Michonne's been gone for...
Like 2 at least.
At least 2 years.
She's been gone for at least 2 years. I think it's been 5 years because I think 10 is way too long.
Yeah.
Let's look it up right now.
Boom. Fact checks.
Okay, Google. How long... Oh, no, I'm Googling it.
Yeah, it's gonna be... I never know how people can do the talking out loud thing. I get so anxious every time I say words to that thing. It's like I'll be saying it and it will come out completely wrong. Or I just cannot remember what the fuck I was going to say. It's almost like, I don't know.
6 years.
Oh, it's 6 years. Okay, gotcha. And can we see how long the show's been on? 6 years? That's a bitch. Over 5. Less than 10.
Speaking of, someone in our neighborhood owns a candy company, home, like a little sole proprietorship. Nice lady. Sweet lady. Her name is Michonne. Just thought it was worth mentioning. It's spelled different. It's spelled differently, but yeah. Still Michonne.
That's an honor to no one.
Yeah. My fucking hand is so fucked up. I'm not joking, guys.
Yeah. And this is like a new thing to start today? Or?
I hit it on something pretty fucking hard. I don't know what happened. It seems like she's been gone for months. Yeah, well, that's not a fucking definitive answer, shithead. Vamp.
What? You can't just tell someone to vamp and expect them to vamp.
Okay, well then let me do the calculation. She had the Agent Orange in her system for about a year.
Yeah.
So that's 1 year right there. Okay. Mm-hmm. She was on the road for about 6 months. So we're gonna say 2.5 years.
2.5.
Just to be safe.
2.5 years just to be safe. That's fucking a long ass time. It's short time in Walking Dead universe time, but still a lot of fucking time.
Character development. They gave the man a fucking Assassin's Creed secret blade out of this shit. They got rid of his arm just like the comics. They cut off his arm. They got some shots in the show that look like they're straight from a panel inside the Walking Dead comics. It looks like exactly like the panel. It's crazy. For you nerds, go out there and watch that shit for real.
And you know you nerds if you're watching this. Don't even act like you're not, bitch. And if you're not a nerd and you haven't watched the show and you think only nerds watch the show, you're a nerd. Watch it. It's a good show.
On to the next one. We're going fucking... Okay, there is a good way to finish it. Hole in the sun. There's a hole in the sun. Yeah. Hole in the sun.
There's a hole in the sun.
No, seriously.
It gives black hole sun another meaning.
So there are scientists speculating about whether there will be electromagnetic pulses that hit the Earth that create a power grid failure. And if that happens, then you probably won't even be reading this. You won't probably be watching this. If that shit happens. So, but if it doesn't happen, it'd be cool to speculate about. But essentially, there are solar flares where it curves, like the rays of the sun curve off of it, and the radiation creates an electromagnetic pulse that hits the Earth and knocks down the power grid, surges that shit.
Yeah.
And it's most likely due to the fact that the sun is so fucking old. It's older than us, you know? But don't be scared. Because if it all ends, at least you had some people who cared about you. Even if they didn't care about you in the way that you wanted you to. Even the way that you wanted them to. They were still around. I should have said it nicer. Science is like... But that's how someone explained it to me. I don't know how you understand it. But, long story short, we all die. Life's short. Stay in the present. You might actually live a little.
Yeah.
And since this is...
It's just about the sun doing its thing. And it's important to remember, guys, that, you know, if you ever needed a reason to do something spontaneous, and I'm not talking about like a bipolar manic episode spontaneous. Don't do that. But just a regular kind of spontaneous, you know, like you want to go on a road trip. Plan it, bitch. What are you doing? Plan it. What do you want to do? You want to go out on the town, but you feel like, oh, I don't have enough money? Maybe get a little budgeting in there, bitch. And go out there and go have fun. You know, the sun might solar flare and eat us or something. So, you know, just think about that. That's all.
You only live once. If you don't love yourself, how the fuck is anyone else gonna love you? And really, if you don't love yourself, how the fuck are you gonna love anybody else?
Sure.
Figure it out. Hey, we might die tomorrow. Live a little. But here's me and my graduation shit. We on the 20 episode. Scars on my heart, smoking cigarettes, staring at the stars, just don't know much. Know I'm going far, slow down on the drugs, going too hard. Falling in love is not smart, going too hard. Gun you down in the yard. Got your girl singing this part. I've been grinding from the start. Try to run up, I'll pull your card. Done with that shit. 3 girls on my arm. Nikki, Lucy, Allie, and Mary in my car, smoking that shit. Don't be alarmed, be alarmed.
Life get hard, gotta dig deep. Bitch, she tryna go, but she not me. I've been seeing far like the nosebleed. I'm a superstar, but the pros bleed. Rollin' motor car, ain't no OD. Picking world star, but there's no fee. Cutting's not the weight, yeah, the jet ski. Bitch, she tryna fake, she a Tracy. Says she got a cake, that's a maybe. I might see it late, that's not lately. Then what's her hate, think I'm crazy. Flying through the state, selling gauge B. Slice, cut the blade like I'm grading. Y'all been in the shade, I just stay me. Ballin' like I'm 8 in the church league. Shooting like the Grace in the Jersey.
Skipping through the battlefield, I ain't got nothing holding me back. Got no feeling in my legs, but I'm still walking. Woke up on the ceiling, drugs on my healing. My skin is peeling. I'm dead. I know I'm hated in places other than my head, but that's what I'm getting instead. Bitches on my dick, trying to write a shit. Always talking on my name, talking about Grimm. My life get trippy like some acid. My mind's frying, but I'm still going. Not average like a mastiff. Hanging with my dogs, cause I'm that shit. Chillin' on a Friday, relaxing. With fly making that rancid. 3 girls on my arm. Nikki, Lucy, Allie, and Mary.